Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of another Below Deck podcast. I'm Dylan. That's Pat.
Great to be here. Permission to come aboard.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Granted.
Mm-hmm. Let's do some housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Traders. Patreon.com/another podcast network. Feed. This one will be changing soon. It will go to Bad TV. You don't need to do anything. It's just going to be called Bad TV instead of another Below Deck podcast. It'll play the same music for the shows.
Everything. Nothing changes. You don't need to do anything.
It'll still be your same another Below Deck podcast.
And they're probably asking why. Business decision. Our people told us you can't do two feeds where you're telling people to go listen to your very popular shows.
Yeah, they're like, we're trying to sell pot stuff into your shows. We're trying to get you guys all smacked up on Via and stuff like that, and we need you guys to have one feed. So we said, okay. So also, good luck to everybody out there.
I want to say this as well. Bad TV, when this feed gets changed over, we are welcoming you into that new, essentially it's just new artwork, Bad TV, different name for the show. We're going to be doing Love is Blind.
Yeah.
For free on this feed.
It's going to be our hub for all reality.
That's right.
If you like Below Deck, stay. If you like other things, click them.
Mm-hmm.
Just press on them.
That's it.
Okay.
Want to get in our thoughts?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah. Patty was having a great day yesterday, an Eeyore day. But
well, I saw a picture of myself. When you haven't seen what you look like for a while, and then you see you got a double chin kick in there, and you look gross, I felt bad about myself.
Well, you have body dysmorphia. And,
that's true.
Lots of other psychological wounds and maladies, don't we all? But you got your units this morning.
I got Botox. I lost 7 pounds in 5 days.
You're
Some
feeling
people
fantastic.
say that's unhealthy. I feel great. I've never felt better.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here to talk about Below Deck. The Below Deck we're talking about, that we're here to talk about, is Below Deck.
Down Under.
I got to say, it is firing on all cylinders. I'm going to give my pots right now.
Please do.
The sous chef, thank you so much. Thank you, bravo, for hiring such a massive douchebag. We need a hate rag, and he is here to be wrung. Cannot fucking stand this kid. The chefs attract.
I was going to say, he reminds me a little bit of you.
Kitchens attract a lot of these type A pretty boys who like used to go in the military, but now they're like in kitchens, right? Because they're trying to ride that rush of the line and then doing coke and having sex with women after, you know? Yeah. So it's still like filled with scumbag pretty boys like this. He just fits that mold perfectly. He is such a dick. He is constantly talking about teamwork. Meanwhile, you know what these two remind me of? Danielle and Carolyn on the Traders.
Oh,
these
nice plug.
two hate each other. But Serena's trying to be nice to him. He's backstabbing her. Not a fan. Great. Just the cast is, I'm excited to get to the first night out. But this first charter was really promising. I'm liking the show. I'm like that.
I'm glad you're very positive about it.
No.
I am as well. Last season was such a disaster with sailing.
Yeah.
That I can't help but think possibly I'm loving this so much because that was so bad.
Sure. It's like being let out into the yard if you're in prison.
Yeah, that's right.
You're still arrested.
I love this season. Yeah. The casting is amazing. I feel like I'm watching a different show. Like something's been reinvigorated into like it's like gotten a second bolt of like life to it.
Dude, it feels like a regular season of Below Deck, but with more of a production commitment.
Yeah. It's just really good. I mean, I love the cast. They're all likable. I'll even say sous chef Anthony. I like him too, even though he's quite the weirdo. The walls are definitely talking to him.
You're getting a call.
Oh, it's my wife. That's okay.
What do you think she wants to say?
Because I called her. I was going to ask her if she still had that reservation for Sushi Uzu at 5. He's going to be a thorn in Serena's side.
Yeah.
The drama so far is all in the galley.
Yeah.
And I love it. That's been a missing element of this show. We always have the chief stew fighting with the fucking douchebag chef.
Yeah.
And that's been a trope for years.
I think they're going to find something after this season.
I think so too.
Sous chef's mandatory.
Yes. Well, you need a bigger kitchen for that, clearly.
Yeah.
So this boat fits that.
Yeah. What are you going to get at Sushi Uzu?
We always get this thing called the uzu roll, and then we do miso soup, and then my wife always fights me when I want to get a California roll just because I'm that chuggy, but it's good there. I think that's about it.
What's in the Uzu roll?
Avocado, shrimp, tuna, and then mayonnaise, I think.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and then we also like the what do you like, those fried onions over a little bit of
albacore?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, I love this season so far. Thank you so much. I enjoy watching this show now.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 90 nuts.
That's a great score, Patty.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find my...
I'll tell you, we start the show off with a bunch of meanwhiles.
Yeah, not a great episode, though, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Anthony asked for more responsibility. Captain Hot Pants still has that rat curl on the back of his fucking head. Laura continues to cry in the room. She's having an existential crisis. And then the charter guests are talking about ramming one of those butt plugs into their assholes. Oh, and then Harry helps Brianna make beds.
Can you be vulnerable with the audience?
Yeah, I'll be vulnerable.
Yeah, are any shit shoved up here?
Well, I've shared it many times.
Well,
I dated
that finger, but have
yeah,
you ever
an acrylic nail. It hurt me.
Right. But anything?
No, and this isn't. I'm not being homophobic or anything. I just personally, I don't like it. It hurts, especially that acrylic nail that broke off in my butt.
Yeah.
I was like, ow.
Yeah. No, I got it's so weird. It's pretty commonplace. I got a lot of friends that are like, yeah, I'm just throwing stuff up there all the time. It's like, wow, I guess I'm a little bit of a prude.
Not me. I'm a simpleton. It's the front of the body is fine with me.
The fronts are the best for us, but
yeah. To each his own, though.
To each
his own. Live your best life.
Absolutely.
Hey, I know you probably want to talk about the show. I want to get to something very important. That rat tail on Captain Hot Stuff, Jason.
Yeah.
I have a theory about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know when hot girls do this thing where they're so friggin' hot, they sabotage themselves somehow?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the show Felicity? You were probably too young to watch it.
Yep.
I think it was J.J. Abrams' first show. He based it off a girl that he went to college with that he was very attracted to. I forget the actress's name. I think
she's
Russell. Carrie Russell.
Carrie Russell.
After the first season,
very
popular show.
My wife is You ever seen The Americans?
Yeah, she's in that.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
It's about Russian spies living in America, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, first season Felicity, very popular. A couple million people watching it. Next season, she cuts her beautiful locks off.
Oh, wow.
So goddamn hot.
Okay.
She had to take herself down. That's what Captain Hot Stuff Jason is doing here. He's a 9 already, and he was dying to be an 8. And that's what that fucking ridiculous curl does. Jason, come on.
You're very triggered.
I'm triggered.
Take it easy.
Okay.
So we pick up with the tension in the galley, and Serena it's a shame to see her getting ragdolled by the sous chef, and she is getting ragdolled by the sous chef because when these kinds of he has corporate energy. Like he has the kind of energy that is boardroom shit. He's that kind of alpha young guy. And you got to smack that shit down. You cannot have any kumbayas with that because that is not interested in kumbaya. It is interested in its own supremacy.
That's true. I think she's trying to ride the balance of being a mentor, and she's also got those goddamn cameras around filming her because if they weren't there, she'd probably say, fuck off.
No, I think she's too nice to him, and she's letting him get the high ground, Anakin. And it's not. I don't think it's going to turn out well. The sous chef didn't even know. I don't even know what his name is.
Anthony.
She tells him, extends an olive branch. Would you like to handle the beach picnic? And this guy goes from, I don't have enough to do, to you're giving me too much to do, like that. And going about it in such a scumbag way.
Well, we know these walls in these galleys as a sea rat. They talk to you. I couldn't tell if those were the voices in the walls or the voices in his head, but he is quite a character.
Yeah.
Also,
fucking American History X. Can't you see him in that?
I could see him in that.
Yeah.
He suggests they make sandwiches for that beach picnic. And I was thinking, thank God that was shot down. I believe that came from top down from Captain Jason.
He was wondering about, and listen, I don't want to defend the guy at all. He was talking about focaccia sandwiches for the crew, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, Hot Captain Jason wants the crew eating clean.
Oh, okay.
No breads.
No breads.
No breads.
That'll make them sleepy, I guess.
Yeah. That's like Normandy. One of the reasons why we got so beat up there was, one, because it was a beach invasion at a ridge full of machine guns. Yeah, so it was tricky. But people go, it's a little bit like when Patton Oswalt told Norm Macdonald that the worst part about the Bill Cosby thing was the hypocrisy of it. And he said, no, I think it was the rape. It's when people talk about how the people at Normandy, they were stuffed the night before.
Oh, wow. Got to feed those young men. They got a lot of work to do.
Have you heard this, though?
I have not. It makes sense to me from an American perspective.
It's a fun little historical quirk. Not even that. They knew these boys were going to die.
Last meal?
So they gave them a big meal before they went out. Maybe it's just
what's
hearsay.
What's not hearsay? Patton Oswalt killed his wife. Watch that documentary. Watch the text exchange.
Allegedly.
She was a full-on drug addict.
No.
And he's giving her pills from his mother's medicine cabinet.
No.
Patton Oswalt, you're a piece of shit. Fuck off. I hate that guy so much. He
didn't kill her. He didn't kill her. All right,
meanwhile.
Laura's crying. Well, day one breakdown.
Okay.
That is.
There's something very big going on here.
Yeah.
You think she's just crying because she's a perfectionist. She's actually crying because she's asking herself, where did it all go wrong? One day she was a fresh-eyed 20-year-old with big dreams, and now she sleeps in a closet.
What were the dreams?
Well, young people, I don't think they have a clear path of what they think, but something big and beautiful is going to happen in my life.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're working on a boat with an elevator that doesn't work and cleaning shit off a toilet for 12 years.
Yeah.
And you're asking yourself, how did this happen?
Right. But also there's another little wrinkle here, and that gets us into C-Rat history.
Oh, I love it.
Now, we've never yelled it before, but I think we should start yelling it.
Okay. I do the C-Rat histories. We got a couple coming up here, Del.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Zarina comes in and attempts to comfort her, and I thought that was really nice.
Yes.
And then Laura tells us that she's a perfectionist. And then we get the C-Rat history, and it's with her dad, who had another family.
Yeah.
Right? And he seemed like he was more attentive to them, which was troubling to her. And this is classic C-Rat origin history.
Right.
It always has something to do with the dad not being there. Sometimes because he was gunned down in the street while you were performing a play at school.
Right.
Or sometimes it's emotionally not there. You know what I mean?
Regardless of what
Shout out to you, Toomey.
That's right.
Yeah, she's a wonderful person.
Right. No, Toomey sucks. And it's probably because of all that sad stuff.
Right.
It's very difficult to overcome. But
that was mean. I shouldn't have said that about Toomey.
You want me to cut it?
Oh, God, I don't know.
No. We'll leave it.
I hate her so much.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to hurt her.
No, I get it. But yeah, not having a dad around is a little bit like the villain falling in the vat of nuclear waste.
Right.
Right. Or it doesn't even need to be the villain. I mean, how many people fell into vats of nuclear waste and they became super powerful? It's like
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, like Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Some toxic waste had to do with them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, where does it land on the?
Oh, I'm gonna give this a 2.
No, that's too high.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to say -2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Because if you're gonna score on the C-Rat sad scale, it's got to be pretty sad.
That's right. You know what? Leave it in.
Yeah. In my mind.
I hate her. I hate Toomey. She's an awful person.
Okay.
Am I going too hot here? Okay.
Yeah. You know what? You need to take a chill pill.
Okay.
You know how you do that?
Oh, Via.
Yeah, baby.
That's right. Oh,
Via is the best.
hey, Dill, you know what? I'm going to be better the rest of the show. I just took a Via gummy. Yeah. Already now I feel better about myself and regret the horrible things that I said about that other horrible person.
Yeah. Unlock the power of nature with Via's organic and vegan hemp extracts perfect for relaxation and rejuvenation. Via is my favorite sponsor we've had in a while. I love Via products. Mm-hmm. I am such a package queen. The packaging on this stuff.
All right. Let me tell you about the package.
I love Via.
It showed up at my house the other day, and it said, curated for Patrick. I opened up this beautiful box. I thought it was a science lab, like testing kit.
Yeah.
It has all these beautiful colors and jars.
It wasn't
Turns out it's weed, man.
Right. It's the power of nature. Their products range from 0 mg to 100 milligrams of THC. So these guys have you covered, whether you're looking to microdose or enjoy more potent effects. You can get smacked on this stuff.
Yeah, big time. And we're allowed to say that in this ad read. You can get high as balls.
If you're 21 and over, head to viahemp.com and use code BELOWDECK to get 15% off. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice. That's VIIA hemp.com and use code BELOWDECK at checkout. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please show support for our show and tell them we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. All right, where do we go next,
Well,
pal?
supplies go to the beach. This is usually the boring part of the show. This is when I get to put my pencil down.
Yeah.
They scout out a beautiful... This is just next level vacationing.
It really is.
It feels like the first couple seasons. I think these charter guests might have actually paid for this vacation, which is why they were a little picky.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of Below Deck subsidizing filthy, yucky normies from Florida or other gross places in America.
We have had some real gutter folks come on this show.
That's right.
Ugh.
And I include the Queen of Versailles, although I know they can pay for it, but I bet they got it subsidized.
God, that was early on when we were doing this. She was on the show, and I was an angry young man back then, 30. Mm-hmm. And I think I told her to kill herself, over and over and over again. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
She is a bad person, though. I firmly do believe in snuffing out the light of, negative, really mean pathological people.
I'll tell you what, I think she's a big dummy. Her husband is a monster.
Yeah,
he's the one who said that only poor people eat chicken or something.
Yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, so the sous chef talks himself up while he's just crushing it with the Barbie, and he commemorates himself on his meticulousness and his structure that stems from a love of food.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Dill, I think you might have fast forwarded a little bit. That was him doing his best version of I'm on an episode of Chopped.
Right. you're so right.
Oh, you're passionate about food and you like bold flavors. And he looks like he was fucking reading off a teleprompter.
Right.
I have a real problem with this young man. I still like him. He's great television, though. But, Dill, where I think we go to next, actually, is Marina. Is it Mariana or Marina?
Yeah.
Marina. She chats with a charter guest, and then she shares her life goals.
Oh, that's right.
She wants to be a Chiefs too,
We get C-Rat history again.
And we get a second
C-Rat
history in the episode. And there appears to be a theme in her C-Rat history. She came from a poor family. Grammy had a bum leg, which led her to be in a wheelchair. And her dad took off. She mentions that. That's quickly glossed over. But Grammy had to work 3 jobs in that wheelchair. I don't know what kind of work she found. Running theme here.
I saw a video the other day of a pickup basketball game, and there was a man in a wheelchair, and somebody passes him the ball, and he starts rolling, and this guy turns to camera, and he goes like this. He traveled. He didn't dribble once. It's like, I'm fine if he plays, but I mean, come on. Okay. So we get to this beach picnic. The meat looks great. And
It does.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was lamb, huh?
Yeah. You know what? As I get older, I don't need duck. I don't need lamb. These things are these little, mistletoes around a menu, and it's like, I'm not going to get sucked into that. I don't want it. Duck? Get out of here with that.
You know what I noticed about this?
What am I, the queen of Versailles? I'm not eating duck.
It's for poor people. Actually not.
No.
You know, do you remember Chef Anthony bitching about how much work he'd be given for this beach picnic? When you look at the scope of work that had to...
Not a lot of work.
That's right. There was a little salad, I think there, some potatoes.
He had to cook some steaks.
Had to season a steak.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Chef Hot Ass has a little chat with Serena, and we go back in history a bit with her. And it's been a bit. I forgot that Serena had a couple flip outs last season.
Well, I mean, come on. An onion tower, you're expected to figure that out. I know cooking is your job, but that seems like that's out of the scope of... She balked at that. I think we talked about it when we went out to dinner with her.
Yeah. It was more like a panic attack over it than a balking.
Right.
But that kitchen was so small.
Yes.
Tiny. Do you remember that season, Margot? That was a great season.
I love Margot.
Love Margot. She's a bit of a drunk, but...
Big mistake. It happens at the end of the episode. I don't think that Sous Chef Anthony understood that the bonding had taken place between Serena and Harry. So to share that, talk a little shit, clearly that's going to...
he's an idiot. He thinks that he's the king of the world, so he's just going to do that stuff. We have to get ready for dinner. Now...
I thought we get ready for the submarine.
Well...
After lunch.
Yeah, dinner... We get ready for dinner pretty much every episode at the 25-minute mark, and then we don't see dinner until the 40-minute mark.
That's correct.
So anyways, we talk about dinner. It's going to be cowboys and cowgirls and surf and turf. So naturally, we're going to do chili and lobster. Yeah. Listen.
Because that's what I think about when I think about cowboys.
There is a lot of chili around cowboys.
Fine. What about the lobster?
I mean, it's a nice night on the plains if you have lobster. I don't know where you got it, but plenty of beans, though. I don't know where you got the lobster.
This was the only critique of Sous Chef Anthony that I actually agreed with. He thought about all the things that he could have done.
Ugh, it was such a douchebag. I could have done a hot sauce bar if I had my way around the council. I could have done a hot sauce bar.
That would have sucked too.
100%. Nobody wants your homemade hot sauce. Okay, it's gonna taste like shit.
Now, one important point: Marina, who had gone on that sub excursion, fell asleep.
She did. She's a hard worker. Okay. She's got a great attitude.
Yeah. But the charter primary had said at that point, I want the food at the table at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
I do not blame her later in the episode when Laura completely had an issue with this.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember when those guys went down there in that machine to look at the Titanic and they died?
I feel so bad that a father and son did that.
Really?
Yeah, because the father should have been like, I don't know how many times they've done this. Let's not do it.
Yeah. I didn't really mind it. What are you doing? I mean, it's like you got so much goddamn money that you're like, let's look at the Titanic. It's like that's not you can't see it. You can't. It's too far down.
2 miles.
I don't care how much money you have. These people think that the things that are for them are not for them. I mean, you can't go look at it.
Well, they didn't deserve to be eviscerated. You know what I mean? In a single event.
Evaporated. Yeah. The good news is, it happened so fast. It was quicker than your brain's pain threshold.
I don't know. I bet they knew for a second.
Very scary, probably down there, but there wasn't any pain.
I would. I'm scared of the water.
Me too. I wouldn't get in this submarine.
Well, you probably have at Disneyland because that's what it was a version of.
I know. But now I used to do that when I was younger and I liked it, but now I'm much too scared of the world. So I wouldn't get on that Disneyland ride.
I am sick of going to Disneyland in Anaheim and half the rides being worked on. They've been working on it. So first off, it was the submarine ride at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to Nemo's.
Nemo. Yeah.
And then they got rid of that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And now they're doing something else there.
Yeah. It's like ridiculous. And that, you know what? Even though I wouldn't go on it, even though it's kind of stupid, that's a great ride. That's a great ride.
You know what the best ride is?
Dumbo?
Indiana Jones.
No.
Yes.
Nope. Too jerky.
Last 10 minutes. It's awesome.
It's too jerky and the line's too long. And I also don't like that town over there. That town, once you get in that town, people start acting real funky. People start getting really rude, and there's too many. It's like a bottleneck. And then you go into New Orleans town, and you're just like, I'm not having a good time, you know? I don't like that place one bit.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I don't like the Dumbo ride. It makes me sad.
What do you mean it makes you sad? How can it make you
'Cause
sad? It's
last
the
time I
most
was-
joyous thing you could possibly do.
Not at all. Last time I was there, I saw like 35-year-old women sitting by themselves on the ride trying to recapture what it was like when they were 6 and their dad was still alive. Really sad. Maybe I grafted a lot of other stuff on top of that.
I don't think any of that was going on. Were they fat?
Just old.
Oh, okay. Well, 35 is not old.
Oh, to me it is.
You're so much older than that, though. It's like, I think what happened there is you weren't really in control of what you were saying, and then you tried to figure out a way for it to make sense, and you ran into a wall.
Not denying that.
The Dumbo ride is, I'll say it again, the most joy you can possibly experience, I think. And people go, I climbed Mount Everest and I held my daughter for the first time. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know that you can go up and down on the Dumbo ride, right? It's like what you're saying is so stupid. Okay. All right. We get back to the boat. Harry is still macking it up with Big Red. The Brazilian lets the galley know they want food on the table at 8, but who cares? We get back to the kitchen, and I am back into my bowel of hatred for sous chef. Serena says they're going to love the dinner, and he says, I hope so. And he doesn't say I hope so in a affirmative or affirming or enthusiastic way.
Very negative person.
He's a very negative person. She says, do you want to come up? And he says no. And when she says she'll tell them what he made, he says, don't do that. We're a team. Those two things, you not wanting to go up with her and you not wanting your name on the dishes because we're a team, they're at odds with one another.
No, well, then he admits to us.
Right. What the real motivation is
He's not co-signing on this fucking dog shit.
right.
Which they loved, by the way.
They loved. And it's like, dude, you're not in a Michelin star restaurant in London. You're on a boat. We're serving pig shit to Chugi.
That's right.
It's like, figure it out, man.
That's why I didn't mind Pizza Rat from that first season, because the first 3 charters, he pulled it off. He was giving the Chugi people exactly what they deserved, which was fucking Vegas fare.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cotton candy.
We're not here for you to do freaking
You're not Thomas Keller.
Yeah, we're not here to do that shit, dude. It's like, get over it. And also, it just broke my heart because Serena is conceding power to him, and you can't give these guys an inch.
Hey, Dylan, is perfectionalism a word?
No.
I just created it then.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I don't know that it's that cool.
Perfectionalism? Because next up, while they're having dinner, Brianna says she appreciates Laura's perfectionalism.
Okay.
That's a word.
Well, then
I want credit for it.
Well, you don't get the credit. You didn't make it up. You understand that?
Yeah. I
Right.
created a word.
No. Okay, so the guests want food on the table at 8 p.m. sharp. Now, when Laura said, Lada, I know better than the guests, I wanted to throw something. But she was 100% right. These people, they're drunk. They're like, we want it at 8 o'clock, and then they go and they take a 3-hour nap, and they have makeup to do. It's like, we're not putting the food out until you guys are sitting down. Now, we choreograph a little dance, and while the guests discuss getting ozone shot up their ass, we reveal the talent. It is Harry and the gang. And I got to say, thought it was very cute.
It's cute.
Thought it was very, very
Hop
cute.
along, Harry.
Food. I'm sorry, I didn't really clock it. My bad. I know, dereliction of duty. It was chili and steak and lamb or chili and
Corn.
steak and corn ribs. My least favorite. It's like it's not changing it at all. I don't want Do you like corn on the cob?
No, I hate it.
I don't like
Gets stuck in my teeth.
It gets stuck in your teeth, and corn ribs don't solve that problem. It just makes it a little thing that you have to do, but a bunch of times.
Not a fan.
If you could make the whole thing edible, then I'd be down.
I'll tell you what you do. You grind up corn. It should be slurped through a straw. That's how I enjoy it.
Oh,
corn chowder.
Corn chowder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I talked about it on APS, just the state of the restaurant world out in this city. It's awful right now. We got into it, Patreon. But what a plug. I mean, you got to go pay to hear that, right? What are you going to walk around with this hole in your heart, you know?
Yeah. Very important episode.
It's important. We're at this restaurant, and this woman gives us aguachiles, right? Shrimp. And they're these fried shrimp heads. She goes, please, you're meant to eat the shrimp heads. And I go, listen, I don't want to eat the shrimp heads.
No.
No. I don't even care if they're fried to a point where I can eat them. All of the little fucking whiskers are hanging out and shit.
No,
it's like, I don't want to. I did. And I didn't enjoy it. So we head down for bed. The fish tank is disgusting.
Yeah. He's naming the fish now, which is, by the way, in the art of the fish world, once you name them, they'll die within like a year.
You don't name them.
Bad juju. God named them. You don't name them.
What God? Do they?
You don't name fish. I'm telling you.
All right.
You get them killed.
Okay. Sous Chef is venting to Hair Bear about Serena being a pig.
This is when they go to bed.
Yep. And then we get to the next day.
Next day.
Adair has some tips for Lara.
Yeah, I was confused about this.
I was too. I didn't know what they were talking about. Get in the comments. Let us know what the fuck was going on.
Adair wanted there's 2 hours left on charter. She didn't want to do something.
I think she wanted to just strip the sheets, and Lara was like, no, you make the bed again because if they have to go in. And she's like, but they're leaving. She's like, this isn't a Motel 6. I think that's what it was.
I think you actually nailed that because, and then her case is she points out that this is not a hotel chain that's predominantly used for prostitution.
Right.
I believe she was referring to Motel 6. Yeah.
You know, I was looking at flying out a videographer for the Super Bowl, and I looked at hotel rooms in New Orleans. And my God, the thought of, we were trying to cut costs, and the thought of putting this kid up at one of these places, I was like, I can't do it.
No. And not sleep at night in your comfy bed.
God, no.
Oh.
Absolutely not. So we had a lovely breakfast, truffle frittata, and we head to our docking. The vendors really worked overtime on this one.
Wow.
It's amazing. Whoever invented those, good job.
Yeah, they saved that 15,000-ton boat from getting damaged.
Right. Jason loves running shit into shit.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to say, this team appears greener than a leprechaun's balls. That's a greatest hit from Captain Lee. Good job, Captain Lee. I hope you're doing well. Staring at a wall.
Yeah.
Old fuck. Why?
You really don't like that guy.
No. I need therapy.
Please do not waste expensive minutes at therapy talking about guy.
I will.
Can you imagine?
And I'm doing his voice in the therapy. He's like,
yeah. So what brings you in here? Well, my world is not in Technicolor right now. I'm seeing a lot of muted things. I'm lacking inspiration. But before we get to any of that, do you watch the show?
What?
Yeah.
Take these pills.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. What are we going to talk through that? You're making, I don't know what you're doing. I would recommend a lobotomy, but they're out of fashion. We don't do them anymore. You're the perfect candidate for it, though. All right, so the guests depart. The primary says the food was exquisite, and the Sioux is pissed off. That's like,
fuck off.
why are you pissed? Why?
Because he could do better.
Why are you mad at that? He's just a young asshole.
Yep.
So, evidently, it just went great. I mean, it was just a great charter.
These are people actually not in. They did something great this season. They didn't cast a, what do you call that? One of those like intentionally
idiots. Yeah.
Yes, they did not do that. Great job.
Yeah.
Everyone's good at what they do for the most part.
Yeah, I think if you I think you want to lean. There's a balancing act with the show because you want chaos, but you also have to know that they're sea rats.
Stunt casting was the word I was searching for.
Stunt casting. You got to know they're sea rats. Even if they're good at their job, there's going to be drama.
That's what I'm saying. Just
right?
let the real stuff play out. I crave that, and I feel like I'm being fed it. Thank God.
Because we've had seasons of yore, like that girl who needed to color code everything.
It was like, just thinking about that.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, I was like, I am so tired of this girl losing laundry. Let's please, Jesus Christ. You're right, man. Way to go. So we get to the docking, the meeting, tip meeting. No, first it's a docking meeting. We need to clean up the radio. Johnny talked too much. That was bad. Serena and Anthony talk, and Serena says that they're bonding.
Which they're not. Because slap is not a thing.
No. Slaps. It's not. I mean, you can use it ironically, but it is quite chuggy. But them bonding is a little bit like waking up in the middle of the night and your pet snake is measuring you to kill you. Do not trust this man. He wants to fucking kill you,
yes,
Serena.
He wants to get you fired eventually.
Yeah.
Also, I think we glossed over it. Brianna walks by Weanne Bosun and does a full-on toddler jump and leg wrap around.
Really? I missed that. Oh, my God.
I know she's a model and whatnot. Typically not my taste. I like darker girls. I don't like,
you know, the modeling industry is very racist.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I oddly find her attractive in an odd way.
You love Indians with massive noses.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So you don't see that in the modeling world.
You looking at my porn searches?
No. I had a friend the other day say that I think it was Sam actually, said that his girlfriend found his favorites on Pornhub. And he blamed it on Russian hackers.
I mean, where else are you going to go with it?
Yeah. Chinese or Russian. This is not 31 flavors. This is 2. Pick one. I was thinking, who has favorites on?
Who takes the time to rate a porn?
Right. 21,000 rankings. It's wild. Anyways, let's get to the tip meeting and let us know your favorites in the comments.
Yeah.
Tip meeting. Pat, say it.
I didn't write. I know how much.
20,000.
20 grand, 1540 each. It's a good haul.
It's a good haul. Lara is gonna put it towards her barn that she's renovating.
That's great.
That's great.
That's what you should do. You're sacrificing the quality of your life for a decade to enjoy the other decade.
That is called compounding interest. I think that's yeah. How could we forget? I forgot completely
the disco helmet.
The disco helmet.
Yeah, I hated it the first 2 seasons. Now
I still hate it. I think it's really dumb.
It's a passive aggressive way of saying that you fucked up and you better do better.
It's a summer camp fun time thing, but we're all broken adults and C-Rats here, so this isn't really going to take. But they have a fun time with it, and Weon gets it for Johnny's mistake. This is a show of Jason saying it doesn't matter if we make mistakes. It's about leadership here, right? So Weon gets the disco ball, and we head out for a night out. Big Red is a hot commodity.
Oh, yes.
Harry.
She looked amazing. I mean, whatever the hell she was wearing, that was super hot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
You know what I was about to do?
What?
I was going to say, not my type. Who gives a fuck what my type is and whether or not she fits into it?
I know.
I am freaking.
What am I leaning back into the patriarchy?
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
a disgusting.
Me too.
person.
I've been eating ice cream like it's my job with my wife, and I have a fucking rat mustache right now. Who fucking gives a shit if she's my type?
Yeah. So everything that I've said in the last 40 minutes right now, I want you to completely disregard.
Throw it out, and we'll start again next week.
And I'm talking about everything that I said horrible about cast members, everything. Nothing that I said is meaningful to anything.
Jim Downey moment. Here we go.
And may God have mercy on my soul.
We sit down to dinner, and we end the episode with gossips of sous chef and Serena. I hate this kid, but he is good TV for now. Let's hope that we sort this out at about 5-6 episodes in, or somebody gets fucking fired.
I think we saw a trailer where someone's punching a wall getting fired.
Oh, was that Johnny or him?
I think it was him. I could look back, but I don't want to. I like the surprise.
He reminds me of Tex, that guy Tex or whatever the fuck his name was.
Oh, that idiot. Yeah, I have to say Johnny wasn't even mentioned a single time during this episode. He's kind of in the background.
Yeah.
He seems more likable than the first episode.
He does. The first episode was awful. Get in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Let's us all have a great week. And go Chiefs or go congrats Chiefs or congrats Eagles. We don't know who won because we are Mariah Carey again.
I'm in a bathtub. I got Rose.
Oh, my God. I forgot to do reviews. We'll do it next week. See you then. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.